Okay, y'all, listen. We just did that in record time, right? And that quick walk just goes to show you don't have to do a whole lot to just get to moving. I think it's more about the encouragement, the camaraderie, the understanding that we're all facing something, or we have a family member or friend, particularly who's been impacted by heart disease. And so this every year is just our small way of bringing awareness. But I'll say this year, this third year of the walk, we're ramping it up. We started last year and ended at the State House. We did some demonstrations last year with the AEDs. But this year is another level of a call to action in partnership with Connor Shaw, our great Gamecock legacy quarterback, right? And so Connor's mission is so impactful through his Heart Huddle Foundation. He'll talk about that momentarily, but I just want to say thank you, truly from my heart. When I see this, it just brings me such joy because I'm impacted personally. I know many of you are, and that our city, our mayor, our council members, they understand the why behind when we do these things, just simple things like this to bring people together. So with that, I want to ask Mayor Rickman to come up and give some remarks. I know he may have to peel off, so Mayor, come on up.
Good morning, everyone. All right, come on. I know y'all just walked, but a little louder. Good morning. Good morning. There we go. First of all, I want to thank the city manager for taking this issue on and constantly, year after year, bringing it forth. As we all know, heart disease has had an effect on everyone. I lost my father in 1977, 41 years old. I was 8 years old, and he died of a heart attack with heart disease, and today I think he would still be alive with the advances that we've had in research, technology, procedures. We just celebrated the 20-year anniversary of the heart hospital at Prisma here, first standalone heart hospital in South Carolina. These are feats, these are important, but the issue needs to bring forth. We're not there yet, folks. It's the number one killer in our state. So you think about hypertension, heart disease, cholesterol, us really working. So the more opportunities that we have to sit here and share, this affects over 650,000 people. Think about that for a minute. Doesn't matter who you are, what age you are, where you are in your stage of life, you can be affected. So the more opportunities that we have to bring awareness, the more opportunities that we can support research and change in technology and procedures and the training for our future medical doctors and nurses and PAs, staff members, technicians is so important. So let's continue and let's go Red.
Thank you, Mayor. And we know that our partnerships mean everything. We always are supportive of all of our neighboring entities and what they're doing to amplify these causes as well. In particular, Richland County with Councilwoman Gretchen Barron's leadership from District 7. She has taken on heart health. Gretchen Cooper! And it's right here in front of me, and I tease her because she is a newlywed, honey, so yes. So Councilwoman Cooper, come up and share on behalf of Richland County. I know Councilwoman Little is here in support as well. And I know your clerk is here too. I think Anette's here. Hey, Anette, come on up.
Hey, good morning, everyone. So it's great to be here with the City of Columbia, and the one thing that I say a lot is that Richland County has 7 municipalities in it, and one leading the way is definitely the City of Columbia. So it's befitting that we partner, not just in this walk, but in a lot of things that we do throughout our county. And the city manager and I, we have in common our passion for women's heart health, as we both have personal stories. And today is just not a day where we say, oh, we're just gonna walk because it's cute, or we're putting on red because it's cute. A few steps a day can save your life. And so, there was someone that said, I didn't feel good today. I said, come on, you still got to keep walking on the days that you don't feel well. It doesn't take a lot to get moving. And that's the thing that will save our lives. We're in the South. We love good food. So when you eat your good food, we want you to also make sure that you take the steps necessary. I want to take this opportunity to also invite you to my walk that will take place, our annual walk. The city manager is in year 3, 4? 3, and I'm in year 4. I'm in year 4 of my walk, and we did something a little different last year. We started not just walking, down the street like what we did today, but now we're walking through communities. Because we'll see in District 7 is one of the fastest growing districts in Richland County, and I've coined the phrase that we don't want you just to drive through District 7, but we want you to stay a while. And so in staying a while, you need to see these historic historic communities that we have here in Columbia, in the unincorporated areas where we love to be downtown in the city. There's some beautiful places in the unincorporated areas. The walk will take place on Saturday, March the 21st. We'll start promptly at 9 o'clock walking, and we'll have some of these same vendors that are out here will be joining us, and we're going to take some steps for a healthier Richland County. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope to see you all in a couple of weeks.
Another round of applause for Councilwoman Cooper and the county's efforts. Well, this is a very special part of our presentation this morning where we are welcoming Connor Shaw to the podium. Connor is a survivor, and he is a featured survivor this year because he has decided for himself through prayer and encouragement that he wants to tell his story, and not only tell the story, but act on what he experienced so others can benefit. And with that, I welcome Connor, a survivor and founder of Heart Huddle, to the podium.
Listen, I heard go red, and so I'm doing my part by getting sunburnt this morning. This bald head gets a little bit more burnt outside of a football helmet. Listen, life is precious, and we're all here because we all have a story related to heart health. And my story started 6 months ago when I was coaching my son, Deckers, 8 under flag football like any other Wednesday night, having fun going to the game, doing our routine. And about 2 minutes into that game, collapsed from sudden cardiac arrest. Fortunately, Jesus' hands were all over it for where I was at and who needed to be there. For me to have a chance to survive, there were 2 first responders off duty coaching their son on the field next to me. And I was at Gracely Park in Simpsonville, which was adjacent to Simpsonville Fire Department with an AED. Those 2 first responders did CPR on me for 5 minutes, which we all know here that's a pretty long time. And those were 2 of the exact people who I wanted to be doing CPR on me. And a couple of broken ribs later, I'm still grateful for it. Spent 3 nights in the hospital, and a lot of emotions go through your head in those instances, confusion and fear. But I think the greatest emotion I felt was when I left the hospital, when I got home and I was met by my 3 kids, when they hugged Dad's neck, and all 3 kids were at the ballpark that day and witnessed what happened to their dad. Meanwhile, my wife was 9 months pregnant, holding my head when they were doing CPR. These are real life moments, and sometimes we see it in a news article on a TV station states away, and we pray for them, but we never think that we're going to be in those moments. And my story is certainly not a story where I want seeds of fear to be planted in anyone. I think my story is about 2 courageous bystanders who were prepared to save a life. And that's what this is about. And when I got home, I wish I could say that everything was great and I had the epiphany of what to do next. And that just wasn't the case. Those next 2 weeks at home were very difficult. And we sat in it, all the emotions. And we had conversations with my kids. And my wife and I sometimes still look at each other and ask, like, did that really happen? I mean, 6 months ago sometimes feels like yesterday. Sometimes it feels like years ago. Sometimes it feels like it never happened at all, like a fever dream. But what those emotions and all the people like we're here today that step up, I think it's human nature that people want to help in moments of need. And it's a helpless feeling in those moments when you're not able to help. So I think the education and the awareness and making this a priority is step 1, right? But those emotions led to me creating Heart Huddle, which is a nonprofit organization, and beyond just the emotions, people reaching out with their stories, similar stories to mine, where people acted swiftly to save a life, and heartbreaking stories where a spouse or a child, a grandparent, didn't make it. And reaching out with their sympathy and saying, hey, here's my story. And going back to the first thing I said, we all have one. We all have a story. And so Heart Huddle exists to equip communities to respond to sudden cardiac arrest. And we are not Thrive to walk in this life alone, and that's no different with Heart Huddle. It's going to take a lot of support, and a partnership that I'm very proud of is the partnership with Heart Huddle in the City of Columbia. I'm so grateful for the leadership of Mayor Rickman, City Manager Teresa Wilson, Chief Holbrook, to recognize how significant this could be, and also for Columbia, South Carolina to be a flagship example for the rest of the state of taking this and making this a priority. But the partnership includes putting AEDs in 300 frontline police vehicles here in Columbia. And listen, that will inevitably save lives, and that's the goal. I'm blessed to be a part of it. I am so fortunate that I have a little bit of influence that maybe can make this and elevate this to be a priority. But listen, sudden cardiac arrest is just one piece to the mysterious things of heart health, right? We've already talked about putting stuff in our body and how we move our body. That's ground zero. And for us to take responsibility in that, I think is, sometimes we have to be our greatest advocate of our own health. And our health is the most important thing ever. It's the tide that lifts all boats. It impacts everything that we love to do, and it impacts everybody that we love. And I think that's why we're here today, and this is only the beginning. So I'll close with this. Our women's basketball team is in Greenville right now, competing for an SEC in the tournament, so go Gamecocks.
I mean, of course he was our quarterback, y'all. Can you believe this? Connor's amazing, just amazing. So thankful that Connor has stepped up and is calling to action what needs to be done so that we all feel prepared. I know that the American Heart Association is always walking with us through this mission. They are also partnering with Connor. And today we have Miranda Williams with the American Heart Association to bring a few remarks and support as well.
Thank you, Teresa, and good morning. It's so great to be here with you all. I will say, y'all putting me on back after Connor. That's not really fair. I had some remarks prepared, but after I saw that, I said I'm just have to speak from the heart. Because Connor, we love you. He's one of my favorite storytellers ever, and I always love to hear his story. But I am Miranda Williams with the American Heart Association. I'm the marketing director here in the Midlands. And I'm going to be honest with you, it was a very, very, very tough week for me this week. Usually I always tell people my favorite part of this job is telling stories of those who don't have a voice. And so, honestly, my first story that I ever told here was my own story. I had a cardiac event in November of 2022. And usually I think and all the time, I think it's amazing for us to celebrate our survivors because the journeys that they go through, their families go through, and until you have been in that hospital bed, laying there, you don't understand what it's like, right? But today I want us to all think about, of course, the survivors, the people, but also the people that we've lost. Because this week, that's what I was really reminded of. On Monday, I had an opportunity to connect with someone. One of my friends, personal friends, died in 2017 of congestive heart failure. So today, I'm remembering Sabrina Brown. I also have had a chance to meet parents of children who have died of cardiac arrest. So today I'm also walking for Vari Benson, who was a student that died during playing basketball. I'm walking for Jack Alcatib, who was a student at Dutch Fork High School. But also just this week, my brother-in-law's sister, who I've grown up with as a sister, died of a cardiac arrest on the way to the hospital in Kingstree, South Carolina. She was 49 years old, so she leaves behind a 19-year-old and a 16-year-old. So I want us to think about the people that legacies will live on through us, people that as we prepare to, celebrate Easter and holidays, people that won't be in those chairs. I want you to remember those people also today. But I also want to thank the City of Columbia. This is a beautiful representation of what we can do as a community to bring awareness and education around heart disease. So thank you all for being here. Thank you all for walking. And we hope to see you all at the Midlands Heart Walk at Segra Park on March 28th. But just continue to fight the fight. So thank you.
Thanks, Miranda. So we are now moving into the phase of the program where we are going to move a little bit in a minute, but we're also going to see a demonstration and just shortly. I want to go ahead before we move into that to thank everyone again who came out this morning. I can't tell you how much. It just means a lot, okay? Thank you. And for the sponsors, we've called out Connor, can't call him out enough, Heart Huddle, but we also have other sponsors. Thank y'all for participating and buying t-shirts. All of this money goes back towards the cause, and it's so important, every little bit. So First Citizens Bank, a sponsor, and the others, Founders Federal Credit Union, Jabber and Isaac Attorneys at Law, Humana in the house, deep, Palmetto Apparel and Embroidery, who did these beautiful t-shirts, Seba Group, where is Tony Lawton, my brother? There he is. Black Expo, ADAS Consulting, and Tyler Technologies. We're so thankful. We have exhibitors here. Prisma Health is a huge, huge partner to the city. They took care of Connor. They take care of a lot of us. We are thankful for their mobile unit. And of course, we're in partnership in Finlay Park every day with the exercise location here in the park that is sponsored by Prisma Health. So they're here as an exhibitor. Humana is here with their exhibitor table there, and Healthy Bucks through DSS. Have I missed any exhibitors or sponsors? I don't ever like to miss anybody, and it happens when you start calling names, but I think we've covered our bases today. Very good. And then I really need our Go Red committee members to raise their hands. Arte Williams, Harold Reeves, Madison Pointer, Justin Stevens, Mickey Folsom, Randy Martin, Jacqueline McCoy, Sherry Lewis, Prentice Brooks, Marcus Sally, Darius Harris, Tiffany Latimer, Kenya Bryant, John Katz, Natasha Hall, Peyton Lang, Ben Wilt, Jay Carter, Elizabeth Belcher, Erica Hammond. And you know, with any good committee, you gotta have a leader. And where is Miss Galena Alford? Because I don't know what. Yes. Yes. I love you. I love every single one of you. I love Galena for always championing the cause. She pulls in all the other little worker bee ladies, my ride or dies at the city hall. I see Ashley Jenkins out there, Shanique Belton, Ebony Kelly, thank you, Ebony, who takes care of me every day. I love all of y'all so much. Where's Erica with her sweet grandbaby? There's Erica, Erica Hammond. These are, you know, the moments where we know we count on each other, right? So I appreciate all of you. We will now do our CPR and AED demonstration, which will involve the Columbia Police Department, Connor Shaw, Prentice Brooks, and Marcus Sally, who are our on-site, our internal to the city safety and training administrators. So they know all about these AEDs. They're very thankful for the partnership as well. After this, we will do a little heart exercising with City of Columbia Parks and Recreation. So stay tuned, don't leave yet. Y'all hang in there with us. Yeah. Trey, yes, I'm sorry, I wanted that, what I want to do as we're bringing up the CPR and AED demonstration, I want Trey Keeney, who has done an amazing thing to begin physical donation of an AED with the Avive company. And so Connor didn't get into the details about these AEDs that will be demonstrated, but they are top of the line. They will be so impactful. Chief Holbrook had to travel for a family matter today, but he himself has endorsed these AEDs being deployed in our vehicles. I know Henry Simons and all of our operations folks have endorsed these vehicle AEDs. So we want to show that in action. And I want Trey Keeney to come up, who's the community program specialist with Avive, to maybe talk a little bit about this as we are getting ready to do this demonstration.
I kind of want to echo what some of the other speakers have said before, but I think the main thing is that City of Columbia is the heart of the state of South Carolina, and all of these efforts today in just raising awareness for heart disease, heart attacks, sudden cardiac arrest, this is going to have a ripple effect throughout the entire state. I've seen it happen with many communities nationwide when someone like the city of Columbia makes this a priority to be an incredibly heart-safe city by putting AEDs in patrol vehicles, by teaching people CPR, by citizens getting preventative heart screenings done, and just raising awareness about what they can do in their own personal life to be more heart healthy. This will have a ripple effect throughout the entire state of South Carolina, and I just wanted to be able to donate an AED to these efforts in there, just to be able to have some of this life-saving technology for the city of Columbia. Can everybody repeat after me can everybody repeat this after me if I say C-O-C-R-E-D? You got C-O-C-R-E-D? C-O-C-R-E-D. There we go. Thank y'all.
That will also be equipped with the AEDs. You know, this is a fundraising effort, so whoever you know, a business owner who may be interested, it only in the grand scheme of things, $2,000, right, Connor and Trey, for an AED. I mean, imagine the impact that could have in all these vehicles across our city. You know, our officers now have take-home vehicles, so these vehicles go home with them. So it doesn't have to be that a call for service has happened. To Connor's point, if someone is at a football game or just in the community at a community event, or just your neighbor, it might be an officer who then already has the AED equipped in the vehicle. That is a game changer. And so we are doing everything we can to raise awareness for this campaign. You'll be seeing a lot of interest out there, and the more interest, the better, and we're going to be pushing it through social media and all of our platforms. So please spread the word on that.
Right after the exercise, they're going to do a live demonstration.
Okay, so we're going to get into some exercise. I'm being told after, to allow them to transition, they will do a live demonstration from the CPD vehicle. But right now I'm going to turn over to Parks and Recreation for a little quick exercise, okay?